Okay, hello boys and girls, moms and dads, guardians, thanks for joining me today. This is going to be a mathematics tutorial from Hero Smart Homeschool Academy. My name is Mr. Land, and I'll be walking you through a couple of tips and concepts to help you homeschool your children. So this session is going to be content about kindergarten and first grade. All right, so hopefully you can see a couple of things on the board right now. So we are going to be talking about a few learning expectations for kindergartners. So you may have a kindergartner over there that you are trying to homeschool. Well, that's going to be absolutely a doable thing for you. I know, especially in this climate with all the kind of chaos going on all around the world right now, you know, homeschooling is going to be a great choice for your family. So I captured a couple of learning expectations here for kindergartners and parents of kindergartners, and of course, first graders as well. So between now and the next 1 hour, I am going to be sharing with you certain tools that we've developed at Hero Smart Homeschool Academy, certain tips that we use as well, because I homeschool my children as well with those tools, and potentially networking opportunities for you that you can take advantage of. Well, all those tools are going to be available from homeschool.herosmart.com. So if you're watching the video at a later date, you want to check us out, please go to homeschool.herosmart.com. You are going to see it over there. All right, so let's try to get started. So a couple of learning expectations for kindergartners. Well, kindergartners should be getting versed in counting their numbers right now. All right. So a kindergartner is going to be somewhere between the age of 5 to 6, even maybe an early kindergartner like 4 years old. They've got to be getting to count their numbers up until 100. Okay, so you're going to start teaching them how to count, and I'm going to share with you certain tips on how you can get the child to be very grounded, to be very well-rounded with regards to that. Okay, so counting to 100. Okay. What about recognizing numbers? Okay, so they've got to be able to recognize their numbers. Even though they're counting mentally, they've got to be able to pull the patterns together, that this is how 1 is going to look, this is how 2 looks, and all of that. And then they've got to start getting introduced to place values. Essentially, what is the meaning or the value of certain digits based on their location in numbers. You've got to start teaching them all those kind of things. Then they've got to be getting introduced to simple addition subtraction. So I think that's about all that we can cover in kindergarten, because we only have 1 hour. Then first graders are going to build on the foundation of what they learned in kindergarten. They are going to build to learn how to count up until 200, okay? They are going to be building on the foundation of place values as well to start learning 2-digit place values, okay? They are going to start doing 2-digit addition, 2-digit subtraction over there. And you may want to consider giving them an early introduction into fractions. Now, there is a ton of things that a kindergartner and a first grader can learn, which is available on our website as well. So if you go to herosmart.com/school or homeschool.herosmart.com, they're going to take those links are going to take you to the same place. And you click on the menu, you are going to see under elementary, you are going to see kindergarten over there. You click on kindergarten, it's going to give you a ton of things that you can teach your kindergartner over there. I just don't have enough time to teach everything today, but please go ahead and take advantage of that. You go to the website, you click on the menu, you are going to see elementary, and you are going to see kindergarten. You click on kindergarten, you are going to see learning expectations over there. You do the same thing for first grade. Go to the website, click on the menu, you're going to see elementary. Click on first grade, you are going to see a ton of learning expectations that you can use to engage your children over there. We got a ton of resources. We got free videos. We have affordable workbooks that you can use as well. All right, so let's try to get started with kindergarten learning expectations with regards to counting numbers. All right, have you seen this tool before? Okay, you've seen this tool before? This is going to be a great tool Really great tool. I want to make sure that every parent gets a chance to know about it. And I believe most parents have it right. It's called the abacus. This is the abacus over here. It's an abacus. And you can easily purchase it on Amazon or from Walmart. It's really cheap and easy for you. You can use it to teach your students how to count numbers. And it's very simple to use. So you're going to move the beads from one side of this equipment to another side and ask the child to follow along with you. So for example, you're going to say this is 1. Okay? All right, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, that easy. So you're going to ask your child to repeat along with you as you go through that. Okay, so you're going to go through it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so you have the child to do that multiple times over. And my preference is when they know, especially how to count from 1 to 10, you want to make sure that you quickly write that down for them. Okay, so let's try to do that. We're going to write it down so they can start associating numbers with the words. So we're counting 1 to 100. Well, we know how to count right now to 10. Okay, so let's try actually starting to count from 0. So you're going to say 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so when you count 1, try to point your child to the numerical symbol of 1. Okay, so when you say 1, you may want to tell the child this is how 1 is going to look. Okay. Or let's say 0. So we're going to say 0. Well, that means no abacus. I'm not moving any part of the abacus just yet. There's no beads movement right now. That's how 0 is going to look for you. Okay. So you point the child to see that so they can recognize it real quickly. So you say 0. And then you move one bead over to one side. Just like that. You're going to say, well, 1. Okay. This is 2. All right. 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that's a cool little way that you can use to go ahead and get them to count to 100. And of course, you do the same thing over there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, okay? And then you can count backwards as well. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you count forward from 0 to 20. You count backward from 20 back to 0 to get them really comfortable with it. And as you count, show them the numbers, how the numbers look over there. All right. So let's count real quickly to 100. You can have that recorded for you. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. Okay? And then 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. All right. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, and 80. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 100. All right. So that's how to use the abacus, just like that. And if you don't have the abacus just yet, you can use your fingers to practice how to count. All right. You can say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go 5 fingers. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I go 10 fingers. And then you can count their fingers as well. Okay. So they're going to have their own little fingers. Tell them hold up their hands. Little ways that you can use to count. All right. Another way that you can use to count if you don't have the abacus is to count sticks. All right. So you can have your sticks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Just get a sheet of paper, get a board, and mark sticks on it. There are different ways that you can use to teach a kindergartner how to count to 100. All right, so let's move on right now to place values. All right, so assuming the kindergartner has mastered how to count to 100, or at least they know how to count to maybe 20, okay, so they know how to count to 20 or something like that. You're going to tell them to look at a number like this, a number like, let's say, 12, okay, and compare that number with 21. So you're going to ask them, well, there are 12 apples in this basket. There are 21 apples in this basket. But 12 is made of the same digits that 21 is made of. And if you have a couple of apples, you can use to teach them that. Or another tool that we use normally will be this counting cubes over here. You can easily buy this counting cubes over here. So this counting cubes, a block has 10 cubes in it. All right. So I can have, for example, 21 blocks like this. So these are 21 blocks, right? Like this. I got 21. Can you see over there? So there are 21 blocks, or 21 cubes in this block. Well, there are 2 blocks, right? But each block has 10 cubes in it. And there are 2 blocks, so it means that that's going to be 20, okay? And if I were to be counting by tens, that's another way you can use to make them appreciate, especially counting to large numbers. You can count 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. All right, so you want to tell them, well, these are 21 cubes in here, but then there's going to be another set of cubes that have just 12 to them. Let's look at this. So this has 12 right now. Okay. Okay, I think I need to, all right. Good. All right. So look at this cube. So these have 12 cubes to them, okay? So a visual way to make them appreciate the difference between 12 and 21, pardon me. So these are 12 cubes, right? 12 cubes. And look at this, 21. Mr. Cube doesn't want to stay with me. All right, let's look at it. So 21 cubes compared to 12 cubes, okay? So 21 definitely is going to be different from 12. Now you want to ask them the question, what makes 12 different from 21? Okay? You're going to ask your kindergartner that question. Why is 12 different from 21? Well, the reason 12 is different from 21 is because 1 is before 2 over here, and then 2 is before 1 over here. Oh, so it is important to understand the places that digits are placed. So they're places and numbers, okay? So we have digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we form all our numbers in mathematics from these 10 digits over there. And we can form different kinds of numbers from these 10 digits. So that's the reason place values are important. So how do we place 12 in terms of place values? Well, you're going to tell them there is something that we call the tens. All right, let's do it. All right. So there's something we call tens and units. All right. So if I want to write number 12 in terms of place values, I'm going to say my 1 is going to be under the tens column, and then my 2 is going to be under the units column. Well, what does that mean? When I am in the units column, I am counting by ones. What that means is I'm counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm counting just in one increments like that. You can get them to understand that. We're counting one finger at a time. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's what the units is trying to tell us. But in the tens category, guess what we're counting by? We're counting by tens. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that is one count over there. All right. Then I can do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. That's another count over there. But in this case, since we have just 1 here, we're just going to have 110. Okay. 110. That's what we're going to have. How is that important? Well, remember the other time I talked about you can start counting by tens to get to 100 a little bit faster. All right, so you can count by tens like this. 10, 20, 30, 40, right? And then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So you can get your child to appreciate the fact that, well, I'm counting by tens over here, and that's what this tens column is trying to tell me. So when I have 1 in this tens column, it's telling me count by tens just one time. Okay, so you want to count by 10 just one time, you're going to say, okay, all right, little Sarah, whatever your name is, hold up your both hands for me. All right, both hands together have 10 fingers right in them. You can tell them to do that. All right. 10 fingers. I'm counting it all at once. Okay. So that's a place value for number 12. It's going to be I'm counting by 10 one time, and then I am counting by ones 2 times. So this is going to be 1 and then 2. So that's a very cool and easy way that you can teach place values over there. All right. To get grounded in it, so let's look at number 21 right now. So how do we represent number 21 in terms of place values? Well, number 21 in terms of place values will have the digit number 2 written under the tens column, and then 1 under the units column. Okay, so what's this gonna mean? Well, you wanna tell the child, well, this one means I have tens in 2 places. I'm going to be counting by tens 2 times. So you can draw on the board for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so that's 110. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's another 10. Okay, so I just counted by tens 2 times. Guess what? What did I do? 10, 20. So this 2 over here is actually going to be equivalent to 20. All right, now what about over here? Well, this one means I'm counting by 1, just one time. All right, so just 1 stick over there, 1 stick for me. Okay, and then that's going to be equivalent to 1. So 2 is going to be equivalent to 20. 1 is going to be equivalent to 1, and that will give me my 21. How do you do that? You're going to tell the child, bring the cubes out. If you have cubes over there that we talked about, count the cubes together and 20 cubes, okay? Just like we said before, we did before. So we say these are 10 cubes. So count by 10, 20, and then add 1 to it. So if you add 1 to it, you're gonna have 21. So that's how this one plays out over there. All right. Great work. So that's a cool little way you can get a kindergartner to start to appreciate counting to 100 and manipulating numbers. All right, what about simple addition and subtraction? So how can you teach a kindergartner how to add together? Well, we're not going to be talking about 2-digit additions right now in kindergarten. We're going to be talking about single-digit addition just to start with. Now, when we get to first grade, we're going to be talking about 2-digit addition and subtraction. So you can start by teaching them what is 1 plus 1. Right. So you're going to ask them, put one finger out for me. One finger. Add another finger to it. So that's what addition is trying to tell you. Show them the symbol of the addition. Show them that sign over there. Addition is going to be the plus sign. One finger plus one finger. Now let's count together. 1 and 2. So when I bring 2 fingers together, guess what? 1 plus 1 is going to be equivalent to 2. And you write it down for them like that. Okay? So you can start from that. Now you can tell them what is 1 plus 2. Okay? So you're going to keep this 1 the same. And then you're going to say what is 1 plus 3, 1 plus 4, and 1 plus 5. So they can get grounded with easy additions over there. So you're going to ask them, bring out one finger for me. Bring out one finger, and then bring out 2 fingers. Now bring us 2 fingers. Bring out 2 fingers. All right, now let's count. How many fingers do we have all together? 1, 2, and 3. Oh, wow. So the child is going to know whether there are 3 fingers up right now. So it means 1 plus 2 is going to be equivalent to 3. Okay? All right. So let's do 1 plus 3. All right. So give me one finger, and then 3 fingers. All right. Look at 3 fingers over here. So we're going to count all the fingers together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we got 4 fingers up right now. And use their fingers to demonstrate for them so they can appreciate a little bit better. All right. 1 plus 3 is going to be equivalent to 4. All right. So what about 1 plus 4? Bring out one finger for me. And then 4 fingers on the other hand. Okay, so you're going to say, let's put it all together. How many fingers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 1 plus 4 will be equivalent to 5. You write it down for them like that. All right, what about 1 plus 5? So, okay, right, give me one finger, and then 5 fingers over here, 5 fingers. And put it all together. So how many fingers do we have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 plus 5 is going to be equivalent to 6. All right? So you can get them to appreciate addition, simple addition, just by using their fingers, okay? Wouldn't have to get complicated. One of our critical nuggets in Heroes Quantum School Academy is keeping learning simple, right? Keep it simple. Right? There are lots of applications and videos, and but you can keep it simple and the child is going to learn it. You don't have to get complicated. Use their fingers. Use the counting cubes. Use the abacus over there and draw sticks on the board. They are going to learn their addition over there. All right, so let's look at how to teach subtraction real quickly because we've got to move to first grade right now. So you can say, what is 2 take away 1? All right, 2 take away 1. You're going to tell them, when you see the symbol, it means subtraction. When you see the symbol over here, it means addition. So 2 fingers over here, take away 1. Oh, I'm taking away this finger, so I'm left with just 1 finger. So that's 1, right? So when I do that, I'm going to write over here 1. Okay, so that's how to teach subtraction. What about 3? 3 minus 1. Let's do 3 minus 1 real quickly. All right, I'm going to tell them, give me 3 fingers. Give me 3 fingers. All right, 3 fingers. Now let's take away 1 finger. Take away 1 finger. All right. How many fingers do you have left standing for you? 1 and 2. So you have 2 fingers right there. You will write 2 fingers over here just like that. That easy. You can do the same thing with, all right, give me 4 minus 2. What is 4 minus 2? All right, let's try that. So I got 4 fingers. I got 4 fingers here. I'm going to collapse 2 fingers. And then how many fingers do I have left? I got 1, 2 fingers left. Okay, so I'm going to write in here 2 fingers. What about 5 minus 1? What is 5 minus 1? All right, you're going to tell it, give me 5 fingers. Give me 5 fingers. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go 5 fingers up. All right, collapse just 1 finger for me. How many do you have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I got 4 fingers. So I'm going to write 4 fingers just like that. So that's a cool way that you can use their fingers to teach them how to add and how to do subtractions, okay? And once they get grounded in these things, they are going to be really lovers of mathematics. Lots of times, the reason people struggle with mathematics a lot is because they're not grounded in the basics. They've come to hate mathematics because of that, because they do not understand the basics of addition and subtraction. Start with teaching them how to count. They got to be able to count. Start to teach them how to recognize numbers. They got to know that this is a 1 and this is a 2, this is a 3. Teach them about place values. Understand that numbers are going to be different from numbers based on the places of their digits in the numbers. The digits have to be placed in certain places before we can find our numbers. That's the reason for place values, okay? Simple addition and subtraction we use to teach them. Use their fingers to teach them how to add and how to subtract numbers. Another way you can do that is you can count sticks. You can tell them, well, 1 plus 1 is going to be one stick, and then another stick. All right, well, let's count it together. 1, 2. Well, that's going to be 2 sticks for you. All right, what about 1 plus 2 sticks? Well, 1 plus 2 sticks is going to be 1 stick and then 2 sticks. All right, so let's count it all together. How many sticks do we have right now? 1, 2, 3. So we got 3 sticks. All right, what about 1 plus 3? Okay, 1 plus 3 is going to be 1 stick and then 3 sticks. 1, 2, 3. Count it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 4 sticks that we have together. So there are different ways that you can use to teach a child how to add and how to do subtraction. Well, what about subtraction with sticks? Well, let's do that. So I have 3 sticks over here. 1, 2, 3. All right. I want to take away 1 stick. Just going to cross it all out. Cross out 1 stick. How many sticks do you have? 1, 2. So that's 3 minus 1 equals 2 for you. What about 4 minus 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, cross out 2 sticks. Cross out this 2 sticks. You still have 2 sticks left. All right. So different ways that you can use to teach them how to appreciate their numbers. All right. So that's for kindergarten. Hopefully you got something from it. Let's go right now to 1st grade. All right. So let's do our 1st graders. 1st graders, hopefully you've come through the kindergarten lesson somewhere. And if you want additional resources in kindergarten, we have workbooks that are available and really affordable on the website, okay? You are welcome to go there and download soft versions of it for a fee. It's very affordable, potentially maybe less than $60. And then you can purchase paper copies as well. If you want paper copies, you're welcome to do that. You are going to see additional content over here from the kindergarten workbook from herosmart.com/school over there. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about first. All right, so the 1st grader should be interested in counting up to 200 right now. They gotta step it up a notch a little bit. So they know how to count to 100 from kindergarten. They should be able to count to 200. And for your information, we try to beat the Texas standard. Okay, so this is Texas education, Texas essential knowledge and skills standards in the state of Texas. We're from Texas, so we try to beat that standard. So even though text may tell you, well, 1st graders should be counting just up until 100 or something like that, we want them to count even beyond that. We want them to be able to compete even at a 2nd grade level. So if you're coming through this program, your 1st grader, they're going to be above, they're going to be ahead of the game over there. So you want them to start counting to 200. Well, guess what? How are you going to do that? Well, you can use the counting cubes that I talked about. Okay, one of the cool ways to actually get them to start counting to 200 is to count by tens to start with. Then you're going to count by ones. All right, so let's count by tens and count to 200 real quickly. All right, so we want to count to 200. We're going to be counting by tens. All right, so you're going to tell them 10, okay, 20, 30, 40, okay, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All right, and you're going to tell them, let's count together by tens to 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. You're going to tell them just like that. Then you are going to start counting again. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, and 200 again. So getting them to start a count by tens will prevent them from getting too bored, just to start with. So when they understand, well, this is how 100 is going to look like, this is how 30 looks like, this is how 40 looks like, this is how 50 looks like, they get excited about that just for a little bit. Okay? They're going to get excited just for a little bit to understand, well, I can understand. I know how a 10 is going to look like. I know how a 20 is going to look like. I know what a 30 looks like. All right. So you get them to do that. You do it forward, you do it backward. All right, let's try to do it backward. You're going to say 200, 190, 180. All right. 170, 160, 150, 140. 130, 120, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and potentially, of course, 0, okay? So you do it forward, you do it backward. You do it forward, you do it backward. Let's do it forward one more time. All right. You can start from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. All right. So you count forward and then you count with them backward so they can recognize how these large numbers are starting to look like. Then after that, you want to start teaching them right now how to count by ones. And you can break it up into 2 parts or into a couple of parts so that they can appreciate it. So they know how to count from 1 to 100 from kindergarten. So you're going to tell them, let us count right now from 100 to 120. But they may feel a little bit intimidated. You're going to tell them, well, there's no point being intimidated. It's going to use the same understanding that you had from kindergarten. So you're going to tell them this is going to be the next one. 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, all right, 106, 107, 108, okay, 109, and then 110. All right, can you see that? 110. All right, then we're gonna go over here, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120. Now, when you're writing down for your child just like this, you're trying to do at least two things. You're trying to get them to count from 100 to 120, doubtless. But another thing you're trying to do is to make them appreciate patterns, okay? You're trying to get them to appreciate the patterns of how the numbers are going to change from 100 up into 120. So they're going to take a look at it. You call their attention to whatever you've written on the board or written on a piece of paper for them. You have a notebook, write it down for them just like that. So look at how I'm counting from 100 over here. Can you see that? It's just like saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then when I got 10, I switch over and I put a 10 over here. Get them to see this pattern. So when you get them to see this pattern, then they can start to count even by themselves without you necessarily telling them to do that. So they see the pattern of how 1 is going to be changing over there, 101, 102. They see that pattern up until 110. And then you go over to 111. You see the pattern again. So the pattern is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, keeping the 1 in the middle over there, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. When I get a 10, it becomes 2. Get them to see that pattern, and then you can repeat that pattern for them up until 130, 140, 150. All right, let's do 130 real quick. 130. So we're going to be counting from 120 to 130. All right. So we've counted to 120 over here. So we're going to say this is 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127. 128, 129, and then 130. And you show them the pattern again, just like that. So you get them to identify the patterns, and then they can count by themselves. They can count from 120 to 130, just like that. Okay, and then we do the same thing up until 140. Okay, and you're going to say this is 131. 132, 133, 134, 135, 136, 137, 138, 139, and then 140. Get them to see the pattern. And they do that, you do it to 150, 160, up until you get to 100. And then you show them how to write 200 over there. Just like that. So that's a cool little way you can teach a child, a first grader in particular, how to count to 200. And if you want to stretch it up a notch a little bit for them, you can teach them, of course, how to count to 300 and 400 and 500. Well, nothing's stopping you. It's to give them an early start with numbers. All right. Okay, good. So another thing you want to do is to start teaching them how to write out the numbers with words, okay? Especially writing 1 to 10 in words, okay? So you want to teach them that 1 symbolically is written like that, but in terms of words, it is spelled like this. This is 1, okay? So that's 1. You want to make sure they know how to do that. 1. So when you say 1, you're going to spell it just like that. All right, what about 2? Well, you want to tell them symbolically the symbol is like that. But then when you want to write it out in words, you are going to see T-W-O. And potentially, this is going to be going alongside with your English language studies as well, because they know their ABCs properly. So they know this is O-N-E. They know this is T-W-O. Okay. Then what about 3? So 3 is going to be spelled like this. T-H-R-E-E. All right. Well, make sure you show them that. What about 4? 4 is going to be F-O-U-R. Right. You want to make sure you show them that. What about 5? And 5 is going to be F-I-V-E. Right. You show them that. Then you are going to show them 6. S-I-X. Okay, you want to make sure you show them that. What about 7? 7 is going to be S-E-V-E-N. Okay, then what about 8? 8 is going to be E-I-G-H-T. All right, what about 9? So 9 is going to be N-I-N. And then your 10 is going to be T-E-N. So at least at the first grade level, they should be able to write out their numbers into words just like that. So you can use this little teaching techniques, little teaching tips and tools to get your first grader to learn how to count to 200, how to spell their words, and then we're going to be building on this right now to talk about 2-digit place values and 2-digit additions. All right. So let's talk about place values right now at the first grade level. All right. So place values at the first grade level is going to try to incorporate the third digit, which the third digit in this case is going to be something like 123. All right. So what makes this number 123 different from 213? All right. What makes it different? Well, they stopped counting at, okay, 200. So let's not stretch it further. What makes this number different from 123, like 132? All right. So they know about these two numbers already. They counted 123 before. They know 132. What makes this different? What makes these two numbers different is that their digits are arranged differently in the number. 1 comes over here, and after 1 there's a 2. After 2 there's a 3. But look over here. 1 is here, and right after the 1 there's a 3. And after the 3 there's a 2. You can use that to tell them that you gotta be really careful with the way you arrange your digits in numbers, because the way you arrange your digits in numbers is going to make those numbers what they are. Okay, so you're going to tell them, well, these are 3-digit numbers. So there are 3 places that we have to be mindful of. All right, so what's the first place? You're going to start with units, because they know that before from kindergarten. You're going to tell them, well, there are units, there are still going to be tens, and of course right now there will be hundreds. Okay, so there will be hundreds, which you can tell them, just call it H, T, and U. Okay, so we're just going to call it H, T, and U over there. Okay, so where's 1 going to go? Well, let's start with the right. Where's 3 gonna go? 3 is gonna go right under here. You tell them that. Because 3 over here means we are counting by ones. Okay. Don't forget to tell them that. We're counting the cubes by ones. We're counting the sticks by ones. We're counting our fingers by 1. Different ways that you can use to explain to a child what this 3 means over there. So that's a 3. Then the 2 is gonna be right over here. 2 is gonna be in the tens column. What's that telling us? It means that we are going to be counting in increments of 10. We're going to be counting our cubes by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40. We're going to be counting fingers by 10. 10 fingers, 20 fingers, 30 fingers. We're going to be counting in tens. That's what the T over here represents. Okay? And then over here, we're going to put our 1 here. So this is 1. Well, guess what? Over here in this column, we're going to be counting by 100s. All right, so if we have a pack of 100 cubes together, that's going to be 100. And then 200s. And literally you can tell them, well, you can count by 100s, 100, 200, 300, 400, okay? They haven't counted to 400 just yet, but there's nothing stopping you from letting them know how to count by 100s over there. So that's what this column is trying to tell us. Okay, now what about this number over here? Well, this number 2 is going to be in the units column, 3 is going to be in the tens column, and then 1s is going to be over here in the 100s column. Okay, Now, what about if we want to say what is 123 plus 132? Well, you're going to tell them put your plus sign over here, draw a line like this, and start adding your digits from over here, from the right. So you're going to ask yourself, what is 3 plus 2? Well, take them back to kindergarten. Say, give me 3 fingers, 2 fingers. Count it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's going to be 5, okay? So that is 5 for me. Okay, so that's 5. What about 2 plus 3? Well, take them back to kindergarten again and ask them, 2 fingers and 3 fingers. Give me 2 fingers and 3 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be another 5 for me. So write it down. 5 over there. You're going to take them back to kindergarten. Let's go to 100s right now. What is 1 plus 1? 1 finger plus 1 finger. All right, put it together. 1 and 2. All right, so that's going to be 2 for me. So that is 2. So guess what? 123 plus 132 is going to be equivalent to 255. Okay, so that's how you can teach them little addition and subtraction at the first grade level. All right, so subtraction. Let's do subtraction right now. So let us say we want to do 132 minus 123. You're going to tell them, well, when you see the symbol over here, it means minus. Okay, so this is minus. Okay, the other symbol we were talking about before, this is plus. Okay, 132 take away 123 on the first grade level. They should be able to do that. So you're going to bring them over to the place value table, just like you did with addition, and you're going to tell them, well, let's write the bigger number first. Well, the bigger number is going to be a number starting to compare from here. You're going to compare 1 and 1. Well, 1 and 1. Well, we haven't talked about that just yet. We're going to talk about it. Well, let's just put it here for them. 2 and 3 and 1. All right. What about 1, 2, 3? So that's going to be 3 and 2 and 1. You put your minus symbol over there, and you are going to draw your line just like that. Well, this is going to be a complex one that I don't want them to bother with right now. Let's try 134. Okay, 134 minus 123. So you're going to ask them, what is 4 minus 3? So that's 4 fingers, take away 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, you're going to be left with 1, okay? Then what is 3 take away 2? Well, 3 fingers, take away 2. 1, 2. You have just 1 finger left. And 1 minus 1. 1 finger, take away 1 finger. You're going to have nothing, 0. So you can tell them, well, you can write your 0 over here, or you can just, not write anything over there. So 134 minus 123 will give you 11. All right. Then they've got to start to appreciate the concepts of greater than and less than and equal to. So you're going to be doing comparison. That's what we call it. It's a learning expectation starting from kindergarten as well, which you can get details from the workbook that I showed you over there just a few moments ago. And of course, in first grade as well, you can get that. Now, you want to show them that the symbol here is called greater than. This is called greater than. And this is called less than. This is less than. Okay? And then this is going to be the symbol for equal to. Okay, you want to show them that. So what does greater than mean? Well, you can tell them just to get started with, compare 5 and 2 together. Well, what does this mean over here? You're going to ask them, if you have 5 oranges and you got 2 oranges in another basket, which basket is greater? You can put it just like that in simple terms. Which one is going to be heavier? Which one is going to be, well, more things in it for me to eat over there? It's going to be 5 baskets. So 5 will be greater than 2. So you're going to tell them, well, you put the greater than sign in between 5 and 2. So when I'm trying to compare 5 together with 2, 5 is going to be greater than 2 just because of that logic. Now you want to ask them, what about 3 and compare to 1? All right. So if you got 3 apples, you got 3 apples over there in one basket, and you have just 1 apple in another basket. Well, let's switch it around. Let's say we want to compare 1 to 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. So the first basket this time around has 3 apples in it. The second basket has just 1 apple in it. Well, which one is going to be less? Well, the basket with 1 apple is going to be less than 3 apples. So you're going to say, well, 1 is going to be less than 3. What about if I want to compare 4 and 4 together? Well, 4 baskets, 4 apples in one basket, 4 apples in another basket. Well, they are going to be the same. So when they are the same, you put the equal to sign over there. So get them versed with understanding how to use these symbols very well. How to use the greater than sign, the less than sign, the equal to sign. And then they can apply that same logic to 2-digit numbers, 3-digit numbers, following that logic. Well, when we want to compare 2-digit numbers, so you want to compare, for example, 50. All right, let's take another number. Let's take this number like 73. Compare that number to 65. How do you know how to compare? You're going to start your comparison from the left, okay? So you're going to say 7 compared to 6. So you're going to ask yourself, which one is greater? Well, 7 fingers will be more than 6 fingers. So it means that automatically this number, 73, is going to be greater than 65. Well, you can do the same thing with a number like 123 compared to just 95. Well, this is a 2-digit number over there. If you want to make this a 3-digit number, put 0 right in front of it. What is 1 compared to 0? Well, that's going to be greater. 1 is going to be greater. So 123 will be greater than 95. You can use that to teach them just like that. All right. So start trying to introduce them to comparison over there and how to order numbers. So you can say, well, 5 is going to be greater than 2, which is going to be greater than 1. We call that comparison and ordering numbers. All right, let's talk about fractions real quick. We got just about a few minutes in here to the hour, so we are going to be talking about fractions. So you want to start introducing them to fractions, okay? So you can tell them, look at this square, okay? All right, this is a square. Okay, so this is a square. What happens if I break this square into 2 equal parts? Guess what? I'm going to have 1 part and 2 parts, right? So what is this part called? This is going to be 1 out of 2 parts, right? And this part is going to be 1 out of 2 parts as well. So when you divide an object into 2 equal parts, you get 1/2, or you can call that half. This is what we call half over here, half, okay? Well, that's a fraction. 1 divided by 2 is equivalent to half, and that is your fraction. You can teach them just like that. All right, what about if I have this square over here, all right, and I were to divide it into 4 equal parts? Well, guess what? I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are 4 equal parts in this particular square. Well, what is this part? This part is going to be 1 out of 4. This is 1 out of 4. This is 1 out of 4 parts, and this is 1 out of 4 parts. Well, that's another fraction as well, and this is going to be called your quarter. Okay, so this is a quarter. Okay, you tell them 1 out of 4 is going to be called 1/4, which 1/4 just means 1 part of an object out of 4 equal parts. Then you want to tell them what the different components of a fraction will be. Well, this part of the fraction is called the numerator. Get them to understand the different components of fractions at first grade. This is called the numerator. The number on top of the line is called the numerator. And then the number below here is going to be called the denominator. Denominator. All right. So get them to start appreciate fractions by teaching them about halves and quarters, just like that. Okay. So just a couple of quick tips over there for you to recap. First grade level, you want to start teaching them how to count to 200 right now. Start counting by tens. You can count by 20s, by 50s, just to get them to appreciate how to get to 200. You can do all that for them. Place values, you want to start teaching them 2-digit place values, 3-digit place values. Teach them about the concept of addition and subtraction, and teach them about fractions as well. You can teach them about comparison. Greater than, less than sign, and equal to sign at the first grade level. All right. So that's how you can help your child to start to appreciate mathematics from a first grade perspective. And we have resources as well on herosmart.com/school or homeschool.herosmart.com. This is going to be the first grade mathematics workbook. It is available on the website for download or for purchase. And it comes with 180 free video lessons. You can check it out on our YouTube channel as well. It's going to be there available for you. So please go ahead and take advantage of that. Another thing we have on our website that parents normally take advantage of is the portal. So if you go to this website over there, homeschool.herosmart.com, and you can sign up your child for free. Sign up your child for free. You get a chance to have additional tools to homeschool your child, like a timetable tool, like a library, like an examination module, like an analytics module. There are different tools on that website, and it comes for free sign up. Registration is absolutely free for you. Go to that website and take advantage of these resources. Leverage all these tools and tips that I've talked about today to homeschool your children, and most importantly, with godly values, with biblical morality, because we need it in our world. All right. So this is the math tutorial for kindergartners and first graders from herosmart.com. Again, my name is Mr. Land, and if you would like additional information, please go ahead and send us an email at inquiry@herosmart.com. We will be more than happy to entertain your questions for you. I want to thank you for joining me today. Remember, God cares about you, and so do we. Bye-bye.